Hello friends, Koolio here, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we are taking a look at a brand new military waifu collector called Ash Arms that just released in Japan as of last week, and I gotta say, this is a pretty cool game. If you guys are big fans of games like Azure Lane, or specifically more like Girls Frontline, I think you're really going to like this game. It's really similar to those games, you know, you're going in, you're collecting waifus, you're battling through an epic, dark, dystopian future of some kind with some really beautiful artwork, beautiful voice acting. But the main draw of the game is to collect beautiful waifus. And I do think this game's got some pretty cool looking ones as well. Now, the combat of this game is actually fairly interesting as you have ground forces and air forces, and you move through this sort of grid-like system moving from left to right. Each of your units have a certain amount of action points that they can use to either move or activate special abilities. And then you're going up against some really interesting looking monster designs that are, I've never really seen stuff like this before, except in like maybe a couple of different animes I've watched. I don't know, like they're really weird science fiction like monsters that you fight. Now I'm gonna just kind of run through and have the game play on auto for a little bit. But the basic gist of using your characters in combat is to use their action points to move from left to right. And then if you have a certain amount of action points, you can activate a certain type of attack. Sometimes attacks allow you to, attack enemies in the opposite area. So if you have like ground forces, some of your ground forces are able to attack forces in the sky. Some of your sky forces can attack enemies down below, and vice versa. And so basically you're kind of going through using, I don't think it's like the most strategic combat system, but definitely more interesting than a couple of other waifu games that I've played. I definitely want to put this up there as being one of the more high quality and one of the more interesting waifu collectors in terms of gameplay and like its overall design. So we're going to go through, we're going to take this guys down. Now, a lot of the units, they've got like kind of your basic kind of setup. You got tanks, which are literally tanks, they take a lot of the damage. You have like aircraft carrier or air bombers that can drop down bombs. You've got anti-air vehicles down below. There's a lot of different styles and different characters you can collect in this game. And one thing that's cool too, okay, this was pretty cool, is the game actually gives you an endless re-roll system at the very beginning of the game, where you can re-roll as many times as you want, getting 10 summons every single time until you get the characters that you want. And so I just want to let you guys know too, if you decided to jump in and play this game, which I will have a link down below for those of you that are interested, it is possible to get more than one 3-star in a summon, with 3 stars, as far as I'm aware, being the rarest that you can get in summons. And you'll see them, they're kind of like the golden file, which we are going to do some summons in this video, but you can get more than one. So if you're going through and you're trying to summon, I do recommend trying to get at least more than one 3-star. And in fact, my favorite waifu in the game that I've collected so far is one of the 3 stars I got in my first summon. So once you've completed an area, each of your characters gain experience points, you level them up, but they also take damage, and so you actually have to make sure that before you go into the next area, it'll give you the option to, if you want to, you can heal up your characters before jumping into the next zone. So if I were to go and jump into this next one right here, you can see some of my characters have sort of that blue icon with the plus sign in front of them. It basically means like those units need some healing, so if I go ahead and click on the auto down here, it'll go ahead and automatically heal up all of my characters. One thing that's kind of cool too is you can see like the numbers next to the characters, like 3-3. That means how many units are attached to that specific character. So if one of the units die, that character is dead. If 2 or 1 or 2 die on someone that has 3, they're still able to function and still able to fight. I haven't really seen anything that really differs it though. Like it's basically just a different numerical value, but the health bars are still the same. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting. So let's actually head on back. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the different characters that you can collect in this game. Let's see. I'm trying to remember where it is. Right here. So I've got an okay amount, and you can actually go to like an archive system and see how many waifus that you can collect. And there's actually a lot. There's quite a lot in this game. So I've actually gotten 2 3-stars so far in this game. I got P51A, and then my personal favorite, this one right here, which is the KV1, who I think just looks so cool. And again, when you're playing these waifu collector games, it's all about the beautiful art, and they make it so you can actually hide the user interface. You can look at the art. I love it. Thank you so much. Like you got to have that in the game. You have to be able to hide your interface. Let us take a look at the beautiful art that you guys have worked on. So thank you. So there's a couple different ways that you can go through and upgrade your characters. You can drop some experience potions or whatever these are called that you can find out on the field, which do require gears, which gears are kind of like your basic in-game currency. We go ahead and drop a couple. Now, the characters in this game are called dolls, I think. I've seen the word dolls kind of flown around a couple of times. So you have that. You also have different like skill systems in this game as you kind of go through and unlock the different skills and abilities of the characters. As you upgrade them, you'll be able to unlock more and more powerful versions of different skills. You can take a look at the different actions that they have right here, the different weapons they have attached. Now, you've also got two kind of more interesting systems of upgrading. You have this sort of little mini hex-based skill tree where you can go through and you can actually spend resources to upgrade and unlock different nodes, which upgrade certain abilities and powers and stuff like that. But you can't overextend, like you have to be at certain levels in order to do certain upgrades. So let's go ahead and upgrade her as much as I possibly can. I think that's about it. I don't have enough resources, so I'll have to go out and grind a few more levels in order for me to then go ahead and upgrade her. Now, another thing that's kind of cool too is as you go through and you upgrade these characters, and I haven't done this just yet, but it looks like there are different versions or different outfits that you can unlock for the characters, which again, for a or for a waifu collector game, you know, you want the beautiful waifus, and the costumes on top of that is just another added bonus. So that's kind of like, oh wait, we actually have one other thing. This is the star upgrading system. So it looks like all the characters can be upgraded to 5 stars, but it does require shards of the character. So as you summon them, you get shards from the characters from duplicates. Once they reach a certain level, once you have a certain amount of shards, you can then go through and upgrade the star rating for those specific characters. So there's that out of the way. I'll go ahead and show you guys a couple of more different waifus that you can collect in this game. They're pretty cool. They're definitely really interesting. A combination of tanks, anti-aircraft vehicles. Let's see, do I have a flying character? I do. I think she's a flying character. You can tell by the symbol that they have. Here's a couple of other ones. There's like some high damage dealing characters that you can find. Like this is like a turret. Let's see what else we got. We got defenders. And we've got a couple of other different, I don't know like all too much about what the characters are and stuff, because again, this game is currently only available in Japan, and I do not know when the global release will be available. There are a bunch of different activities going on right now too, where you can go through and collect a whole bunch of rewards. And to be honest, if you play probably, like once you've gone through and you've done your infinite reroll, you got the characters that you want. If you play for probably about another 2-3 hours, you'll be able to gain enough resources to be able to do another 10-time summon. So which is, I think it's not too bad. Maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half if you really just kind of stick with it. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do some summons now. I've got 2,300. I was going to save up to do the 10-time summon, but I'm not going to be playing this game after doing this video, only because it is in Japanese and I don't really understand what's going on. So here we go. Let's summon. Let's see if we can't get something cool. Show you guys what it means to get a 3-star. And we got a blue. This is a 2-star. So when you go through and you do a 10-time summon, you'll see a whole bunch of files kind of pop up. That time, I just got one file because, you know, I'm only summoning for one character. So she is an attack aircraft, a JU-87B. Okay. Let's go ahead. I think this one means we're going to roll again. Maybe. Oh, when you guys do get to the infinite reroll, I believe you want to pick the left button, not the red one. The red button means confirm. Like, do you want to keep this? No, click the left button, the gold one, after you've done your 10-time summon to re-roll again. And then, once you find the characters that you want, then pick the red button for approval. So, just to let you guys know. Okay, we got a tank destroyer. Pretty cool, an M40. Red, yes, okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and summon again. Let's summon for another dolls file, top secret. I don't know what the animation is, because I've done the infinite reroll like a bunch of times, and the only difference I've ever found in the summoning animation is that you just get like a golden file. I haven't seen anything like super crazy, so. Here we got ourselves a tank, an M4 tank. You can also share it on Twitter if you really want to, if that's something that you really want to do. Go ahead and do a couple more summons. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually get a 3-star. I don't know. I don't know what the summoning rates are. But I do know that when you do the infinite reroll, the 10-time summon, every single time I've done it, I've always gotten a 3-star. So, another tank destroyer. This one's just going to get turned into materials. I think then I can use it to continually upgrade my character to star rank them up. So, here we go. I want to get at least one 3-star before we end the video. Okay, there's another 2-star. I actually did a summon where I got a 3-star and then the rest of them were bronze. They were all just basic 1-stars. It was like the worst summoning roll I've ever done. Okay, artillery. High damage dealing character. Keep on going. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Golden file? Nope. A blue file. And we've summoned like the same 3 characters the last time that we've done this. Okay. I think this is my last summon. Hopefully we get something cool here. Or at least a different character for you guys to see. Oh, it's a bronze. That's the worst. Okay, so we got a 1-star. And it is a character I already have, a fighter, I-16-5. And I think that's it. I don't think I have enough to be able to summon one more time. Yeah, that's it. All right, there we go, guys. So that is Ash Arms. I think it's a pretty good waifu collector. I think it can compete with games like Azure Lane and Girls Frontline if they are generous and they're very free-to-play friendly, because those games really thrive on their free-to-play friendliness. So I think this game can also be up there. It's got good quality, really good characters, amazing art design for a lot of the story and content that you're going to go through. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye, my friends.